There is a free side with a lot of free crypto gems, trade tips, market trends, and charts. Also, new cheat sheets will be sent out in this Discord. And we already have a lot of feedback from Discord users who are raving about how great it is. Now, what do you wait for? Just click on the link at the top of this sentence to join the free Discord. There are now more assets in RWA tokenization than in DeFi, and this number is only going to keep going up. This really does come from Chainlink. For those who don't already know,
right.
So many of Chainlink's links go back to the DTCC and Swift, which are big, well-known TradFi names. There aren't many bigger blue chips in this area. A lot of people can say bad things about it, like how they make money or something. That's fine. Okay, but this is still very new. But besides that, take a look at these values. But when I look at some of these numbers and compare them to where crypto is, it's like, okay. The fact that crypto is linked to about $2.5 trillion means we have a lot of work to do. When it reached its peak in 2021, I believe it was just over $3 trillion. To put that in perspective, the debt market is worth $100 trillion, the stock market is worth $106 trillion, and the world real estate market is worth $380 trillion. It's like these numbers are crazy. That's what everyone thinks too. Crypto, on the other hand, might be worth $10 trillion by 2030. It might be here by 2030. What do you think about where crypto will be in a few years? I always look at technology and big changes, like how tokenization is changing things right now. It's pretty much a fire, right? It will spread very quickly once it starts. As soon as the first trillion hits the chain, 10 trillion. Then 100 trillion will come right after that. I know that sounds crazy, but it will be over once TradFi and every other business realizes how useful tokenization really is. Or maybe it's time to play, right? But besides that, Chainlink did make another post about this with KPMG not long ago. Tokenizing assets is not just a new technology, it's a big change in the way things are done. In managing and owning assets in a world that is becoming more and more digital. This comes from KPMG and the Singapore FinTech Association. And as you can see down here, making it possible for player systems, both old and new, to talk to each other and with on-chain and off-chain markets without any problems during the transaction lifecycle of tokenized assets is very important for the industry. And now we have that whole process here. Also, think about the deals that happen within all of this, since it all has to do with smart contracts. It all has to do with DLT and blockchain. Also think about the market that this is based on, since everything will be on-chain once everything is tokenized. Everything that happens on the chain, sales, purchases, trades, and even swaps, has to be tracked on the chain. Just think about how big this will be for the networks that are on the cutting edge of tokenization. And they stand to really, benefit from what's going on with tokenization. Adding to this, I recently made a movie about Header and Chainlink and how they're going after tokenization and how big it will be. Well, on August 2nd in Hong Kong, new ideas will be unlocked and blockchain technology will be used to its fullest. It has to do with Chainlink. This is with Header and a few other companies like Hashgraph and Amazon Web Service. At this point, though, things start to get interesting, no matter what you call them. I love these meetings or gatherings. I love these kinds of events because they bring attention to the state of progress right now. About how adoption works and what to expect in the next few weeks, months, or even years. I get that it's easy to get caught up in the present, right? The map was easy to look at. It would be easy to look at HBAR and XRP and think, yeah, that's not doing much. Of course, investing is investing. Listen, things don't always get better. Things go wrong, they go down a little and then back up. Go back to the dot-com boom. I always tell everyone, are you ready to look at Amazon stock? Yes, of course, one could say that the person who put money into Amazon in a certain year and hung on to it until now is a genius. Yes, the same thing happens with crypto. A lot of these old coins and networks are now turning into blue chips. It doesn't matter to me what people say about HBAR, XRP, or in the comments, this is either an investment in the building blocks of the new world, or it's an investment in hopes and promises that won't lead to much. Okay, right there are the only two ways this space can go. And the papers and actions taken by TradFi and the big financial groups like the IMF, the World Economic Forum, and the Bs make it very clear that the financial world is about to change in a big way. It's only a matter of time before we have rules that will allow old coins like HBAR and XRP to reach their true value, which is tied to their usefulness. Everything will be tokenized and DLT will be plug and play. On top of that, Zonix's DSIS protocol and TOM solutions have integrated Chainlink's industry standard CCIP and proof of reserve, which opens up new ways to handle assets around the world. This makes our RWA tokenization better, increases cross-chain liquidity, and makes things clearer. There were a lot of people who said, oh, Zonix doesn't matter, right? There are only 941 people following them if you go look at them. When I think about it, I find it funny that we now have business strategies for crypto, and you could tell who has been saving and dealing with money for a while. Who hasn't? Because now we look at the number of followers and, well, all right, only 941 people follow them. That means this is not a good idea. In other words, this company isn't really that important. It's funny how that's kind of how we've turned out, right? Like we now make investments on, say, the number of followers a company has. That's funny. But no matter what, if we go over here, we can see that Zonix and Tom have combined Chainlink CCIP and proof of reserve, which opens up new ways to control and trade assets around the world. We can see that the market for tokenizing assets is growing quickly. By 2034, it's expected to be worth more than $30 trillion. It's also funny that they say $16 trillion by 2030. It's going to be $30 trillion by 2034. That's right, this will almost double in 4 years. That's really cool, right? That's how quickly things will get hot with tokenization. But this is all about being able to work with other chains. This means that Zonix can now connect to almost any blockchain. Also, don't forget that this is all built on tokenization. Tokenization is what this is all about. The future of digital assets depends on blockchains being able to talk to each other. Both old systems and Web3 apps need a smooth way to work with multiple blockchains. If CCIP wasn't a standard protocol, developers would have to make custom solutions for every cross-chain contact, which would be very time-consuming and inefficient. Right now, as we look at this, there's a lot going on behind Zonix, if you will. A lot of different methods are being pushed around tokenization right now. The tokenization platform as a service is being thought about. The dynamic, compatible, interoperable security token protocol and the tokenization asset lifecycle management, TOM, have also been talked about. The full tokenized market will only happen after all of these steps are taken. There are also 2 lines below. By adding Chainlink, CCIP, and proof of reserve to our key tokenization infrastructure, we are making our tokenization solutions much safer and more open. This also makes our W way more open, which improves how assets are managed and traded around the world. Our technologies will help the asset tokenization market become more innovative and efficient, which will eventually help our clients and the financial ecosystem as a whole. What's the point of this besides this? Why is this important? Why are we putting our attention on Chainlink? I thought this was a movie about HBAR and XRP. It is, yes. The more we look at this, the more we can see that Hedera has teamed up with Chainlink heavy. But what about XRP and Ripple? Well, Zonix and Ripple worked together in February of this year to add multi-asset tokenization to the XRP system. This post by Zonix then added invoice tokenization, which is improving supply chains. Now, if we scroll down, we can see some of the information that goes along with this. First place, right? In this case, the most important thing for me is what Zonix tells us about the assets we should pay attention to. And down here, we have tools and solutions that are just for tokenizing invoices. And within this interoperable platform, Zonix's platform allows interoperability across different blockchain systems such as Ethereum, Ripple, and Hedera. Let's not lie about this. Ethereum, take it off of this shot, because Ethereum isn't good for users that need to grow. We've already talked about this a few times. It's not good. When it comes to tokenization, Ripple, Hedera, or XRP in this case, and HBAR really will win big. There is no doubt in my mind that these two will win. I've already talked about why more than once. But when it comes to Zonix, and now that Chainlink is involved, it looks like we need to pay attention to Ripple, Hedera, and Chainlink. Why? Why do I need to bring that up? Okay, because you should check out the most current discussion on the .0 forum, right? This is a blockchain and banking services that don't need permission. No doubt there are other companies in this space, but when people talk about financial services and tokenization, these 3 names always come up. That's right, Lauren Boliv is here with Ripple. She is also here with the CPO.